What's the next part of cleaning the face, please? So we've done an eye. I would have done both eyes.
Lips.
Lips, okay? So we do the outer edge first. Doesn't matter. Okay.
Now, would we do this even if they weren't wearing?
No, if they're not wearing lipstick, you can just go for it. Stay closed. We work again with the tip of the wand, and we clean the outer edge of the mouth. This will take off lip liner. Do you see how I'm going back and forth, but I don't lift the brush off the face? So, and here's the trick with this one. A clean Q-tip, and you will wipe this away. You might have to use a couple of Q-tips depending on the color of the lipstick. If it's a bright red, you might use 2 or 3.
So you would use a cotton pad?
No, because they still have lipstick on, and you're just cleaning the edge.
Right.
Yeah, you will make a big mess, okay? Now, stay closed until I ask you to open. Close all the way. And now we clean this area. And at this point, you would use a cotton pad to wipe this away. Okay? Now, when you are wiping lipstick away, top lip, bottom lip, top lip, bottom lip. You may have some residue out here, and you would then just clean that away, like so, okay? Don't try to do both lips at once, because you end up with a big smeary mess of everything, okay? All right, then last but not least, we're going to clean the face. When you apply cleanser to the skin, you do not just haphazardly apply everything. Everything is applied in one fluid movement, okay? You apply and emulsify. See how I'm doing that? Turn to me, please. Thank you. I don't need to go anywhere near the eye right now because I've already done it, and I don't need to do the lip because I've already done it. So this is actually a very easy process. This will liquefy all the foundation. You see how I get right into the nose area, working with my fingers. I will creep you all out in just a minute with finger exercises that you can do to make yourself flexible to do this work. Each finger for a makeup artist has to be able to work independently. And try it. You can't do it. If your fingers are not flexible and movable, if they don't have the ability to bend, okay, there are ways you can condition your hands because as you're, and especially if you're doing aesthetics work, I know, it's creepy. They all bend, my fingers all bend all the way back. And they've been conditioned that way over 20 years, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm not saying to mutilate yourselves, okay? I'm saying to do stretches with the fingers, just like you would do stretches with the body. If anybody does yoga, there's great finger stretches you can do by putting your hand flat on the floor and then putting pressure onto the joints of the fingers. Not to hurt yourself, don't break your fingers, people, okay? But the reality is, hang on, let me finish do this cleanse. If you can get your fingers to be more flexible, working like this, in an area like this, you can see how I can get all of my fingers and my hands out of the way and work properly without like doing this routine to somebody. And also, when you go to work with brushes later, you're going to have more control over the brushes because you can actually use the full muscle of your hand rather than trying to always work like this and getting cramps in here. Okay? So the stronger your hands are as a makeup artist, as an esthetician, the more you work them. I mean, you can see here, like the muscle of the hand, like just put your hands out and see how undeveloped that muscle is, okay? See how tiny it is, comparatively speaking here? This is from doing hand exercises, and all I do is use my own body resistance to do these exercises. I do them once a day for 3 minutes, and the hands stay strong so that I can work, okay? Because your hands will cramp up. You ever exercise for a long time and the muscles just give out? Well, you're going to do a photo shoot, or you're going to work on makeup one day, and you're going to have like 10 models to do, or 12 hours of makeup to do, and your hand is going to seize up, and you can't stop working. You stop working, you don't make any money. So you do have to have your hands be really, really, really strong in order to do this work, okay? Also, the stronger they are, the more control and the more precision you will have with your work, okay? And then, you see, I follow the same movements here that I did with the cleanser to remove, like so. and you can see I can get all of the residue of makeup off, okay? No, because you sometimes do not have access to water. That is the point I keep trying to make here today. As makeup artists, you often do not have any access to water. You are working in a place where there is none, which is why we use these types of cleansers on the skin. Okay, close for me, please. A little bit of toner. And then we would moisturize. Unfortunately, I don't have a moisturizer here, but we would actually moisturize the skin at this point. They didn't stock my room when I asked them to. May I? Thank you. Because I asked them to stock the room last week and they didn't, so I just sent another email. By they, I mean the magic stocking pixies. I don't know who they are. Well, no, the reason I've done this is I want people to see what the skin is like. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so when we apply the moisturizer, turn to me, it's the same movement as the cleanser. Now, remember I've always said, or I said today, which I always say, but I said it too for the first time today, let the moisturizer absorb for a couple of minutes before applying. You see again the importance of the fingers? Do you see how I can work with the whole width of my finger and I can control the fingers? Like each finger can operate independently. If I was teaching you facials, I'd be showing you a whole bunch of techniques to use where each finger has to work independent of the other. And these two fingers are quite stubborn. They want to work together all the time because the joint is shared and you have to be able to get that joint to separate. Okay, and it can be done. It's just a matter of exercising your hands. It takes a long time and takes a lot of patience to build up that muscle, just like any kind of exercise program.
I can do that with these fingers, but
You're right or left-handed?
I'm right-handed. This hand I can't.
Yeah, you will.
I got nothing.
You got nothing there. Okay, so as you can see, even the one side of the skin already looks better.
This hand I
Okay.
can't. This hand I got.
And touch this. Tell me how it feels compared to side to side.
It's really soft.
Yeah. So now when we put the makeup on, the skin is immediately going to have a radiance and it's going to have a glow. Okay? Any questions? Anybody feel they want to give it a try? We have time.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I know that you can go to the dollar store and buy like the packs of the eyeshadow applicators, the sponge applicators. Would those be
Get a box of Q-tips for $3. I got 500 Q-tips in there, and you can throw them in the garbage. These are going to get costly if you do it that way. You're not going to get, for $1, you're not going to get the same amount. I'm only using these because they didn't put my Q-tips in the treatment room or in the storage room. If there were Q-tips, I'd be working with
if
those.
I was doing, say, a bridal application where it would be more money?
Perhaps, but I don't see the need for that. I
It's
really don't.
unnecessary.
No, it's unnecessary. I think it's an unnecessary cost on your part. Okay, so that's the demo. Any questions?
One more question.
Yeah.
You said that you don't generally use Q-tips. What do you use?
For cleaning, I do.
Oh, for
I don't
cleaning,
use
but
Q-tips to do makeup.
Oh, okay.
I don't use Q-tips to do makeup, but I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I'm not saying you can't. Some makeup artists love to use Q-tips to do makeup, and I don't. I use brushes and I know how to apply. For cleaning, I absolutely use Q-tips. Absolutely. Okay, have a seat back there, everybody.